What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Belt and Bond. It is Michelle here, and in today's video, I just want to have a little conversation for all the moms out there and the future moms and even just parents in general about co-sleeping versus room sharing. So if you're new to this channel, go ahead and subscribe so that you never miss an upload. If you are familiar with the Belt and Bond, you know that BJ and I just had our first child about 9 months ago, maybe 10 months by the time this video uploads. And recently we've just been kind of doing, it's pretty much an advice column online, pretty much like a video advice column where we just want to give advice and kind of take you through our experience as far as being new parents. So today I want to talk about co-sleeping and room sharing and pretty much the difference between them and what we chose to do and why. So first, let me just start off by kind of telling you what co-sleeping and room sharing is and kind of the differences between them. Co-sleeping is when you allow your child to physically sleep in the bed with you. So at nighttime, they're right there in the bed with you. Usually they're either in between mom and dad, or they may be just on mom's side of the bed. And then room sharing is when your child sleeps in the same room as you, but they have a different sleeping space, so they're not in your bed. We chose to do room sharing, and I'm going to kind of explain why. With co-sleeping, there are a lot of hazards. A lot of them are like sudden infant death syndrome, or SIDS. Infants have to sleep on like a very firm mattress. They need to have like a tight fitting sheet over them and like nothing else. No blankets, no crib bumpers, no like stuffed animals or anything in there. So that's why we chose to room share, because co-sleeping would not have been safe. If you allow your child to sleep with you, not saying that it's wrong, it was just our choice. So this is not like co-sleeping is wrong. This is what we chose to do. But some of the dangers are like you could roll over on top of your child. Your child could, like, if they're rolling over, they could fall out of the bed, or possible like suffocation or getting strangled or entangled in the sheets and the bedding, on a regular adult, king size or queen size bed. So we chose to room share. However, when Scotland was like really, really young, I'm going to say like within the first couple of weeks, so within the first month of his life, it's like he did not want to sleep in his pack and play, which is what we had in our room on my side of the bed. He wouldn't want to sleep in there. So for a few nights, not throughout the whole night, but sometimes we would just put him in the bed with us. And usually when I was doing that, BJ would just sleep on the floor because, he's like not a strong sleeper, like a heavy sleeper. So like not much wakes him up. So I was like, I'm already uneasy with it. So he would just sleep on the floor, and I would be like, babe, we got to get him in this pack and play because you don't want to sleep on the floor like forever. But there was one particular time where we did have him in the bed, and oh my gosh, y'all, like I'll never forget, he had on this Blue's Clues onesie is what I call it, because it was like blue stripes and red stripes, and it just reminded me of Blue's Clues. But I had nursed him or something and then just laid him in the bed, because he wouldn't stay asleep in the pack and play. And I looked over, and as any mom does, like you look at your child, you watch them to make sure that they're breathing, or at least I did. And I looked and I was like, BJ, he's not breathing. Like I hurried up, scooped him up, and like put him in the pack and play real quick, as if that was going to, make him come back alive if he wasn't breathing. But I was like so scared, because you read a lot about, SID, sudden infant death syndrome, and, the things that can happen. And on me, I would just prefer to err on the side of caution than like take any chances. So there were like a couple of moments that were few and far between when he would sleep in the bed. But as a general practice, we did not do that. We chose to just room share. When I was still home on my leave, and when BJ would go back to work, like Scotland would get up maybe like 4 something and not want to go back to sleep. So then I would just kind of put him in the bed with me, and then we would sleep until maybe like 8, 9 o'clock. So I did do that. And he, by that time, was maybe around like a month, 2 months old, something like that. But in room sharing, we room shared up until 6 months. So what that basically looked like is we had our own bed, our own sleep space, and then Scotland slept in his pack and play right next to us. It was very convenient because he was still waking up through the night to nurse. So he was, right there. If he woke up, BJ could change his diaper real quick and hand him to me so that I could nurse him. We didn't have to like get up and walk all the way down the hallway to another room. He was just always right there. So I felt safer that way. I felt that he was right there in case anything happened. I could hear him. There wasn't like any dangers or anything. And then, at 6 months, we decided to go ahead and transition him into his own room. So we did room share until he was 6 months old. I liked it because I always felt that like my family is right here. We're all in one room. Like it gave us a sense of bonding. When Scotland got older and was like pulling up onto the pack and play, his eyes would just kind of be like looking over at us like, is anybody gonna come get me? I'm awake. So room sharing for us was the way to go. It made our family kind of tighter, I think, in those first couple of months because we had those moments together. And then we would look forward to it, especially on like Saturday mornings when we would sleep in. Scotland would wake up and we would just kind of, you know, pull him into the bed with us and just have family playtime. So those are just some of the reasons that we chose to room share, and we did it for about 6 months. When Scotland was, at his 6-month appointment, actually, we told our doctor that he was still in the room with us, and he said in order to go ahead and start some good sleep habits, you may want to go ahead and transition him into his own room. So 6 months was the ideal time for us. Again, as your family grows and you see how your child is, you choose, you know, whether you want to co-sleep, if that's what you want to do, or if you want to room share, if that's what you want to do. It really is just based on what works for your family and works for that certain child. Like if BJ and I have another child, then this child may want to sleep in the bed with us, or this child may not need to room share with us for so long. So you really want to do what works for your family, what works for your lifestyle, what works for you. This is just, like I said, a video advice column, okay? So if there are any questions that you have about co-sleeping or room sharing, or any more details you want to know about why we chose to room share, just leave them in the comments down below and I will greatly answer those questions. And hopefully you have enjoyed our videos so far. Remember to subscribe and also follow us on Facebook and Instagram at The Belton Bond, and stay tuned for our next videos that will be coming up soon. Again, remember to be bold, be blessed, and be bonded. Thank you so much for tuning in to The Belton Bond. Bye, guys.